kingdom of God is near. The word from the Lord in the house of the Lord. Naaman was a great warrior. He led an army, and he contracted leprosy. In that time, leprosy was a death sentence. Not just death, but isolation, separation from everyone around you. A man who had leprosy could not be seen with his family. He would have to talk to them at a great distance. A woman with leprosy could have no more contact with her children or with her husband. When it got bad, they moved into caves together to die together. But this Jewish slave said to her mistress, boy, if only he knew what I know. Have you ever had that feeling? Oh, I got the answer. If only he knew what I know, he could be healed. And so the lady that the slave girl worked for went to Naaman and said, go to Israel. The prophet will heal you. So Naaman went to the king to see if he'd get leave, because he was a soldier. He couldn't just go off by himself. And the king presented him with a letter to the king of Israel saying, fix this. And the king of Israel had no idea how. He was just a king. He wasn't a prophet. He was just a king. He might not have even have been a believer at all. Just a king. Isn't that amazing? We can say just a king and have it mean something. He said, what am I going to do? He wants to declare war on me because when I can't heal Naaman, he'll attack. And Elijah said, send him to me. Send him to me. Boy, wouldn't you do the same? Somebody said, I can fix it. You got it. We do that. I do that a lot with Bob Gold. I need something done, Bob. And then I just ignore it because it's done. Things happen when you trust that things will happen. Things go well when you expect things to go well. If you promise yourself there's going to be a load of trouble, there will be a load of trouble. You can count on it. So they sent him to Elijah, who didn't even have the courtesy to come out to the curb to meet him. He sent a servant out to say, go tell him to bathe in the Jordan 7 times. What kind of a stupid? I mean, no MRI, no CAT scan, nothing. Go get in a dirty river 7 times and see what that does for your leprosy. I won't do it. I got better water at home. But his servant said, hey, if he'd asked you to climb a mountain or tear down a building, you'd have done it in a minute. Why don't you try it? Can you imagine how Naaman felt when he came up out of the water the 6th time and he still had leprosy? Why am I going to do this one more time? Why should I believe? Isn't that the question for every one of us? Why should I believe? I've been hurt. I've been pummeled. I've been beaten by the world. Why should I believe that the next time I step close to God, it'll be wonderful? But Naaman tried one more time, and his flesh was clean, like the skin of a baby. Simple things are what God expects of us. Not miracles, not great feats of daring and not wonderful fundraising. And it's the simple things that He expects of us that will work for us. He sent 72 people out, 2 by 2, because He said no one should approach the world alone. And He said to them, if you're welcome, stay in the house, that you might bless the house. Stay in the house. eat whatever it is they give you, drink whatever it is they give you, and bless the house with your presence. If they'll have nothing to do with you, move on. Move on. Excuse me. And if you find a village that doesn't want you at all, just shake the dust from your feet and go on down the road. How many? I've had a couple people, well, I've had more than that. I've had a few Jehovah's Witnesses and Seventh-day Adventists and so forth who knock on my door and want to give me Christ. I got him. He's got me. And they come back. They didn't listen when he said, move on down the road. But what is it? What is it that God calls you to do that is going to be so rewarding, that's going to be so fantastic? And it's so simple. He asks that you pray. He asks you to trust that the power you have in speaking to him will make a difference in your life. And in speaking to him, you'll unload the burdens that you have, and he will take them over for you. For he doesn't give you burdens to bear alone. He doesn't give you burdens that you might suffer all by yourself. Sometimes the burden we have is to allow someone else to unburden themselves and to become closer, to become better, to become more like Jesus. Sometimes we're inspired. We have a long prayer list. I'm pleased that we have a long prayer list. And I want people to know we pray for them. Because I trust that Christ will be in our prayers, and I trust that Christ will touch their hearts. Oh, I hope he will heal them. But I don't know. I only know that he will comfort them. I only know that he will walk with them. I only know that he will never leave them alone. He'll always, always be there. And that's the answer to our prayer. The only answer we can truly expect is that he will be there always. In our darkest hour, in our brightest day, whatever it is. Naaman said, I got better water at home. Why do I need to do it here? And his servant said, well, if he'd given you a tough job, you'd have done it in a minute. You better do the easy things that he calls you every day. To be one with him in all things. Yeah, I'm sure that Naaman looked the first time and said, still there. And the second time, still there. And the fifth time, it's still there. And the sixth time, what am I doing? And but God says simply, don't give up on him. You'll be there through all your trials. You'll be there through all your tribulations. He will be there if you but welcome him. Yeah, the king of Israel was scared that he was going to lose the war because he didn't have miraculous powers. But Elijah knew they could win the war because God does have miraculous powers. And the simple task we have in accepting that the body and the blood of Christ are ours to have is an amazing concept. For as he walked the earth with his disciples, he talked to them, spoke to them, laughed with them, walked with them. And as he served the lunch, the dinner on that fateful night, he took the bread and he broke it and said, This is my body broken for you, broken that you might be made whole in me. And likewise, at the end of the meal, he took the cup. He said, this is the cup of the new covenant, the promise of everlasting life. Unless you share my cup, you share not that promise. And his cup wasn't the grail that he held in his hand. It wasn't this cup, but it was the cup of love. That we would love one another as he loves us. Let us pray. Gracious Lord, we stand in your in your creation, your kingdom, your place on earth where you've called us to labor. You give us tasks to do. Help us to be willing. Help us to be glad to be part of your ministry. For it is our prayer we would be one in spirit, one with each other, and one in ministry to this, your kingdom here on earth. So as we come before you this day, Lord, help us to open our hearts to accept the body and the blood of Christ as our own, that he might be in us and we in him. Now hear us, Lord. Hear us as we lift our voices as one and we pray together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I would ask those who are going to assist me to come forward that we might share. I invite you to come down the center aisle as you are ready, and return by the side aisle. Jack, you want to turn the light back on?